Hello to all who is watching. This is our 6th period sociology class. It's a small class, but it has brilliant minds inside. In our sociology class, we study the social lifestyle. We have had many assignments, some of which has involved culture and the teenage world. We have had many discussions, but today, as we stand before you, we will be talking about the past, present, and future of our lives. We will also be showing you an artistic representation of our lives. So please, welcome our sociology class. Ms. Abraham, Scott, Fabiola, Alante, Jaleesa, Tanaya, Charles, Jared, and Sarat. Now, our first reader, enjoy.
The American culture is not the actual culture, but it's how people usually are, things like what group people are usually with and why they do that. We celebrate different holidays and mostly speak English, but the thing about America is that it's based on culture, music, what your race is, and your gender. What I mean by that is that it is weird how people stay separated into different groups. Like, for example, people who are gay are usually together, and people who are in the same religion stay together, and so on.
One thing that people should not want to be around or mess with is drugs. Drugs basically AIDS or blood disease called hepatitis. So that's why sharing needles will not be a great thing to do. Coke is another drug that you shouldn't do because it makes you feel depressed, and feeling depressed is not a good thing because feeling depressed makes some people want to kill themselves.
Dear life, the beauties of the world are a wonderful sight, but everything that shines isn't gold. I was born July 12, 1991, 2:43 a.m., not knowing who I was to become, and neither did he. I was already loved and safe. I would later know that. 3 months old and on a plane to West Virginia with my dad. I think it was the first time that I seen him. The him you asked? Well, the him is my granddad. I called him Pop-Pop. Others called him Little Jim. Only 3 months old, and I was the favorite person to someone in the huge trampoline, and a person dressed as Raggedy Ann and Barney. I love me some Barney. When I was 11, he got me a pool, but it was a blow-up kind. That same year for Christmas, he got me the go-kart I dreamed about. When I was 8, he let me keep one of my aunt's puppies that I named. I named her Sugar. She's getting old, but when she sees me, I think of the puppy that I couldn't wait to play with. My Pop-Pop took me everywhere, especially when he retired. Like when I got homesick, he said I could go home, but I never did, not once. Pop-Pop was my best friend when it came to me. He gave me the world. He was like my parent, my everything. We always had fun with each other. Always smiled. May 15, 2002, my Aunt Vanessa's birthday. His stepdaughter. The last day he was alive, he had a heart attack in his backyard and my rose started to die. I was in 5th grade and I wanted him to come to my graduation. I went back that summer to his house. I just laid around and didn't want to do anything. I was also sick that summer. I had something like the stomach flu or something. My life has never been the same since. My world will never rebuild. No more smiles, hardly any happiness. He always wanted me to be free and happy. I was free when I was with him. I used to smile, now I'm mad at the world for taking my everything away. I turned to poetry and danced out my pain. I've done things that he wouldn't want me to do. I smoked, drank, fought all the time, and stole things. I want him to be proud of me. I don't think that he would like all my piercings. Most of my family doesn't. I'm going to always be me, just like my Pop-Pop would want me to be. This summer, I got a tat in memory of him. My family couldn't get mad because it was in memory of him. I wonder what he would say about it. I wonder what he would say about my life now. I want to make him proud even though he's up in the sky. I miss him every day, every second of the day. Everything changed when he left, but I'll never change.
When I was young, I remember my dad never really been there on watching her and wondering, why is she crying? Why is my dad doing this to us? I didn't know the answer to these questions. I knew there was nothing I could do. I remember asking him, begging not to leave every time. I would see in his eyes the desire to drink. I would stand by the window waiting for him to get home, but he wouldn't show up for 2 or 3 days. As time went by, I started caring less. When he wouldn't come home, I already knew why. It seemed my mom stopped caring too. She wouldn't cry anymore. We knew sooner or later he would show up. Luckily, he stopped doing it as often and as he used to, and he wouldn't hurt my mom anymore. When my little sister was born, he was there for her. I was glad that at least he was there for one of us. He stopped drinking because he wanted to give my little sister a better example growing up. Even though there were still times when he would disappear for a while, I have seen how much my mom suffered with this, and I know that I don't want to cause my mom pain. For that reason, I have chosen not to do any drugs and focus on my studies, so I can give my mom something to be proud of and be happy about. Though I know that my life has some obstacles, I know there are people out there that have had it worse and are living a life that they are not happy with and don't even want to live. I hope those people find a way to get past their obstacles and find something that makes their life worth it.
You may just see us 8 people as a sociology class, but I see us as individual people with our own personalities, our own style, our own lives. We might be a small class, but we have a lot to say. We may just be kids, teenagers in your eyes, and not know anything about the world. In our sociology class, we are telling our story, our lives. Hopefully you've learned a lot or got something from our stories. As we gave you a little taste from our class, we are Bay Area kids.